So last week you all witnessed Chris Fangirl Alice, and I sent CI's comment about how he thinks Chris Fangirl Alice is the best Alice to Chris himself, along with a link to the video, and this is the reply I got back. I'm assuming that's a sign that he watched the video, but I guess you can't really be too sure, right? Then when I told my sweet mate that somebody commented that they liked Chris Fangirl Alice, her reply was, tell them they never saw Rule Fangirl Alice. So I thought I'd dedicate this video to showing you guys some of the more unconventional and emotional sides of Alice, the fangirls. We'll see how this goes. It all started when I found the science YouTube channels. Before then, I was isolated enough in China to not really know what fandoms were, and quite honestly, I kind of looked down on these people. Who were these people that were just blindly following their favorite pop star, their favorite TV host, or their favorite singer or actor or whatever? It just felt odd to me that these people would follow someone that A, does not know that they exist, B, does not care that they exist, or C, will not like them back. It felt strange to me. Well, then I fell in love with the science YouTube channels. I'm not as big a fangirl as I used to be, but I do have a piece of YouTube history that I've been hiding from you all. You see, I uploaded an unlisted YouTube video as a 16-year-old, and I personally Facebook messaged the link to each of my favorite science YouTubers. I got one comment back from Destin of Smarter Every Day, and I didn't hear back from any of the other ones. I'm assuming 3 or 4 of them watched just from the view counts, but the reason that it's above 10 or even above 15 right now is because that I personally probably gave it 10 views. At least 10 views just by refreshing the page and checking for the 5th time the link worked. Now honestly, only the Veritasium Fangirl Alice lives on. And occasionally the other YouTubers can switch their respective Fangirl Alices on, but never for too long. So here's the Veritasium Fangirl Alice for ya. Honestly, Derek is the coolest. He sold t-shirts, he's got merch, and he freaking has one of the same hometowns as you do. Also, he majored in the same major. Not to mention that he was nice enough to let you meet with him one-on-one while he was in China, in addition to Skyping him for an hour when you were on opposite sides of the globe. Come on, how much more can you ask for? He was hands down the most interactive YouTuber when they were all at 500,000 subscribers, and need I add that you made it into one of his YouTube videos? You have to admit that he's cool. And now, you know you're not the only one that really enjoys his videos because you personally run his Chinese social media accounts, and all of them have gotten more publicity than your own social media accounts. Plus his songs, you know that every single one of them make your top 7 list. And yes, he only has 7 songs. Whoa, those are strong fighting words there. Chris's songs are the best. No one gave you permission to speak. Chris has the best songs. Plus, he writes at least one new song for each class he teaches. And he rocks the Case Alumna Mater. How many songs has your Derek written? Whoa, calm down. No, Veritasium Fangirl Alice is just still living in her fantasy of having gotten to meet Derek. When was the last time you were directly in contact? Yeah, it's been several months, has it not? It's not about the frequency, it's about the quality of interactions. And his songs, again, it's about quality and not quantity. Chris's songs are incredibly dumb and silly, whereas Derek actually comes up with smart lyrics. In your opinion, sure, but Chris has given us something that your Derek can never give us: regular classes and consistent knowledge of the world. Want to talk teaching? You can't beat Rule. You too now, Rule Fangirl Alice? Hey, just saying. Rule is a really cool physics professor, his classes are fun and challenging, and he does research in Antarctica. Try beating that. Well, Derek's been all over the world, so I think he beat your Rule with that. Also, he's been in China. Have you thought about that? So we're talking about China visits now. Well, guess what? Conor Macker's been in China for much longer than any of your idols. Plus, he's even given a talk at a university and he taught a class there. He's just too cool. Well, Rules taught you physics, and we all agree here that physics is the best, right? Why would you care that Conor Macker's taught at some random Chinese university more than the fact that you became smarter directly as an effect of Rule? Well, you see, Conor Macker single-handedly sparked your curiosity in computer science. Hey, what? Chris helped? How? With his silly MATLAB songs? You're funny. Plus, Kanemaker's helping you with your research project, and what has Chris done? Given you a project that he doesn't really care about. He just doesn't have the time. So it's clearly not one of his priorities. You never got Chris to commit any time into that research project that you're into, and should I add that that project was his. Kanemaker spared time for us in his schedule on a project that he didn't have anything to do with in the first place. Well, guess what? Normal Alice got Rule to help as well. So hey, don't bring me into this. Also, will you all just shut up? Phew, that's why I normally don't let the Fangirl Alices run free. Glad they didn't all come in. That would have been much worse. I was going to introduce you guys to them one by one, but I guess they just all came in. Did they not? Well, that happened. So yeah, that was a weird video to do. Just as a not so small but small-ish conclusion, the Fangirls have really, played a pretty strong role in my life. They definitely are part of some of the strongest bonds I have with people mentally. I mean, obviously they're not the entire thing. As a point, when my research advisor, Professor Carter, told me that she talked with Kanemaker and Kanemaker agreed to help me with the project, the Kanemaker fangirl within me was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, but the logic Alice managed to calm her down. And I think I managed something along the lines of, oh, that's cool and nice of him, or something along those lines. I don't remember what exactly I replied. So I don't know if other people feel this way, but like all other mental quirks I have, these Fangirl Alices, they do come and go. And currently the longest living one is Veritasium Fangirl Alice, and the one that's probably on the verge of heading out is Chris Fangirl Alice, which is partially actually why I did a video last week, to kind of preserve part of her. It's so weird because Chris, like a project that I personally came up with, Solitaire, kind of took over my life as a sophomore, and that project was pretty heavily inspired by Chris. But as the Kanemaker Fangirl Alice back there pointed out, he never spent any time with it. And just more or less I got the idea that he wasn't into anything I was doing, but yeah. So, now it's like I'd much rather be working on research on Unironic Enthusiasm or Pixie and like on my club events than on his projects. And I dropped his actual research project that he gave me several years ago for no good reason. It's sad, but I guess they all have to go, right? I also suppose I shouldn't feel too bad because, as I've pointed out, he probably doesn't have the time for me either. But yeah, actually I've been thinking about this, and I might just do like one final upgrade with Solitaire and send it off to him. It could be as small as changing like the congratulations label on the very end or something, but send it off to him and be like, that's that. Anyways, enough with the sadness. Let's cut to some happier things. I do feel incredibly lucky to have my current research project, and as the two of them pointed out back there, I'm working with two of my favorite professors, Rule and Kanemaker. And my research advisor, Professor Carter, well, she has made it blatantly obvious to me that she really does care through her actions, although her words can come out sometimes a little harsh. But, I have a mother that has standards that are just way too high, so who am I to judge? Well, I guess that's probably a good note to end on. See you all next week. I should edit this video and go to bed.